Hello, 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 hello. I am live. I've not done a live for a very long time. You know that? Very long time indeed. So, I'm going to start inviting people. So if you just bear with me for a few minutes while I get people on board. So if you are watching this, ladies and gentlemen, on the replay, comment below, hashtag a replay. If you're watching this live, right now, hashtag live. So today, I'm going to bring on Mr. BD Dalton himself, and we're going to do a very quick interview. So give me 1 second. And by the magic of Facebook, we will add the man himself.
Hi, Simon. How are you, man?
Hey, I'm very, very good. How are you? Where are you joining us from today?
I'm in Bordeaux today. Got back from Seattle about a week ago, and now we're in Bordeaux, getting ready to meet my parents and do a little business and drink a little wine, have some fun.
Why not? An international man of travel. So I wanted to obviously let my viewers know a little bit about you, a little bit about your company. So it's always good to go into a bit of background. Tell us about what got you to this space today.
Let's see, 1997, I started in financial services after working for the evil empire of Walmart. So
wow.
the evil empire of Walmart actually helped me do a lot of things. And one of the things was make sure that you knew what you can sell to who. And so back even in 1995, if you were going to open up a superstore in Bentonville, Arkansas, you knew how many tubes of Crest white toothpaste you would sell there within the first year because of the big data that they'd all gathered. But then in 1997, nepotism set in, and I joined a financial advice firm called Edward Jones. So 5 years of working with entrepreneurs, business owners, helping them prepare for retirement, build their wealth, watch out for their wealth. And this was during the tech boom. You remember the tech boom? You know, we're both of a close to
I remember it very well, very, very well.
The tech boom that went into a tech bust. So my clients at that point in time were telling me that my cousin works at Palm and he's going to do this. And I need shares in that. And so it was all this rush and this fervor and all this stuff. And I saw people go from being nothing to being millionaires back to nothing or fairly close to it, mortgaging their $3 million houses. So I got to this point where it was like, okay, I need a change. So I talked to one of the guys at the firm, actually the managing partner at that point in time. And mind you, this is a 25,000 person firm, calls me up and says, do you want to go to Europe? Do you want to help us expand into Europe? We've got this great culture here in the US in the firm, and we need to instill it in those gosh darn Brits. You know, they're just not they're just not getting it. They don't understand.
Hey, wow.
They did, but it's just you know, when you're sitting on it looking at it on a cold light of day and numbers. So came over here 2002 and not to Bordeaux obviously, but back into Blighty, and I made it so that I worked with about 75 financial advisors to build their businesses. We didn't do this one big office thing. Everybody had to build their own franchise. So I came over here, and both of those times I had to door knock. I door knocked 3,000 doors, 1,500 doors in the States and 1,500 doors here. And that's 1,500 doors that people actually answered. So I think the number is actually probably 6,000. So I don't know too many people that are currently fairly wealthy that did door knocking and had to, I mean, I've got knuckles and scars and all sorts of war stories that whole time. And then that went that whole way, and I thought everything's going great. In 2009, global financial crisis. You know, the tech boom was nothing. Global financial crisis, holy crud.
Absolutely.
So the firm shut down and went back to the States. So what do I do? So I've established a life. I've established credibility here. I'm selling stuff. I've got clients that have, you know, 50 million pounds with us. And what do you do? So we were I was at an impasse. I was at a crossroads, and I had to step up and say, okay, how do I start dealing with the people I like, use my reputation? And I thought that it was amazing because I had a great reputation. Stepped out, and guess what? When you come out from behind the shield of the big company, what happens, Simon?
Absolutely. Well, it's a growth phase, isn't it, really? Because, you know, when you kind of step out from a big company, the spotlight's on you. And I think your need and want and desire to perform is much bigger and better. I'm just going to say hi to a few people. Yassine, hello, mate. Jean-Serge, hello. Thank you very much. Nice to join us. We're talking to the amazing BD Dalton about what he does. So when you went through that journey, obviously, you know, you had to reach out on your own. What were the challenges you had in terms of building that credibility? You said you had some before, and you know, we've established that obviously there's a lot of hard work, you know, the almost physical door knocking, things like that. But what kind of challenges that were, suppose, unique to being an early stage company did you have to overcome?
You had to establish that credibility again. No matter how smart you are, no matter how great you are, no matter how great you were behind this big shield of the big company, whether it was Walmart or Edward Jones or whatever it was, you had to figure out how to be you and what was your. And we always talk about it in entrepreneur land is, you know, it's what's your USP, and I think it's cool, but it's almost back to your ethos. Is what are you willing to do for me that nobody else will do for you, for money? that's what it comes down to, is how do you make that all happen, and then how do you become sincere? How do you get past just that early stage startup of holy crap, I just got to sell more stuff? So
Absolutely.
that then took me to help 3 of my clients try to sell their businesses. 3 of them for multi-million pounds. I knew nothing about it. I was just a stockbroker, financial advisor. I knew nothing about it. So I got a team of people around them. The very first one, I call it the 1.2 million pound mistake, because we had all the advice given to these people. They didn't listen to it. They went to one of the, not the big 4, but the next level down accountancy groups, and they were selling the business. If they would have listened to us and transferred 2 shares to their cousin, gave their cousin a majority shareholding, they would have reduced their tax bill by 1.2 million pounds.
Wow.
And
that isn't small figures at all. Wow, that's amazing.
No, so why did I get this wrong? Why didn't they listen to me? So I got to that point where, okay, well, it's because I'm a financial advisor. I just help them with their retirement. I don't know anything about business in their minds. So how do you get it back to, well, you actually do know, and I do care, and if I don't know, then I'll get somebody like you. You know, when we talk about blockchain and things like that, I just know enough to say blockchain and crypto, and then I just hand it over to you. But it's one of those things where you had to get to that point. And how do you get people to realize that you are the professional that they need to trust for X, Y, or Z or Z? We need to make sure that happens. So that's when I stepped out from behind the curtain to help them out. That's when I wrote the first book, True Gravity, all about your network. And because I thought I was cool, I thought I had lots of friends, until I had people that said, well, yeah, I'll help you, but when I get around to it. You know, I thought I had, 1,500 LinkedIn contacts. One of them, I have to start up my own firm. I'm going through this big struggle. Would you help me? Just send a friend, a client, anybody that's selling a business, do anything else. Crickets. So what the heck do you do? What do you do? What do you do? So then reel that back, go through, and I wrote the first book in the wrong order. I should have wrote the second book before I wrote the first book. The second book is Grow, Sell, and Retire, because everybody starts building a book of businesses, sell more crap. It's just everybody sell more crap. And now you have to actually sift through the crap, get the right crap out, and turn it into diamonds. You got to, if you could do that, if crap into diamonds, I think that would be pretty good for the green energy sort of thing.
Gotcha.
But
that could be book number 3.
Book number 3. So that's where we got to. So now the things that we're trying to help people do is we have people we call catalysts. And it's catalysts because we're not coaches. We're coach, mentor, but doers and helpers. And that's the big thing, is trying to, instead of just sitting back and saying, here's a template, work on it, because not every template that you get from some of our big competitors does what it says on the tin. It just says boom, and if you don't fit into those holes, then that business squishes out. And we get lots of people when we're talking to them, they say, well, I've already been through something coach, starts with an A. We've already been through the people that get on the back of horses. We've already been on all these different things. How do you do? Why are you different? And it's because anything we tell you to do, or anything I say to do, I'm doing in my businesses, whether it's the financial advice firm, the law firm. We've got an online firm. We've got lots of stuff. So we're trying it out in all different things. And guess what? If it's making us money, I'll tell you to do it. If it's losing us money, I'll tell you to stop doing it.
Absolutely. And it's, it's exciting to go through that journey where, you almost find out who your friends and business associates are. And I've been through the same process where, I had a lot of LinkedIn contacts and a lot of business people that I thought I could rely on. But it's only when you're kind of reaching out there on your own that you kind of find out. And it's really weird that the people who I didn't think I'd be in touch with and would provide help and support are the people who are there with me now. So you definitely learn a lot by going through that journey. So let's move on now to
hold on. Can I give one secret? One secret to everybody. Do you want to make your day, your weekend that much better? I'm gonna give you permission to do 2 things. One is fire 2 people from your life. 2 clients or a client and somebody that's just wasting your time, if somebody calls you every time, unless it's a family member, I can't tell you to fire family members. But if you pick up the phone and it says, oh, Simon Barry, and you go, oh my gosh, I don't want to talk to that guy, block them from your life. If Apple will let you do it, you need to do that. But if you do the same thing with a client, if you do the same thing with an employee, you need to break up that, because that's your energy disappearing. You could be driving down the road, you could be on cloud 9, you've just had a great summer with the kids, and you pick this up and you're like, oh, kids, you know, all that fun we've just had for the last 2 days is gone because Simon's calling me and I just went into a grump. So fire 2 people. And in the same time, I want you to hire 1 person, somebody that you want to have something like, whether it's a work-life balance, whether it's billionaire. You are the 5 people you surround yourself with. So if you're not a millionaire currently and you surround yourself with 4 other millionaires, you will be a millionaire. You just have to figure out how to hang out with them and be able to afford their stuff. So fire 2 people and hire somebody that you love.
Absolutely, that's fantastic advice, and I think that point about energy and about surrounding yourself with people who add positivity and good vibes is awesome, and that works for, say, both for business life and not your business life, and you know, it's amazing. So let's move on to where you are now. Obviously, you've built up your business. What's the state of the business today?
The state of the business is, so BDC, moving away from Dalton Consultancy, because if it has your name over the door, it's worth less. Not worthless, but worth less. So it's got to move, and we've got 7 people out there, the catalysts that are helping us. We're helping entrepreneurs, and the funny thing is we've come up with people that are moving on to the stage of wanting to have investment. That's one of our niches, and the other niche is membership groups. How do you add value to your membership? So if you've got 100 members and you want to move on to the next level, somebody else has to help you sell your product, add value, provide things to them, whether that's, you know, e-newsletters, blah. But look at this Facebook Live. If you had 3 things that you didn't rip off the cable and shoot things into the air, but if you had 3 things that you added value, you could have more members, you could charge more for it. And we've increased the memberships of the 3 groups that we're working on now by 50%. We've increased their turnover by 100. So it's adding value and bringing bottom line. So we do what's called a launch package, which usually takes about 3 days. You get a catalyst for 1.5 of those days. You get a lot of self-work, self stuff, but there's things that you could walk away at the end of that launch package and just say, BD, I don't want to ever see you again. You'll have the plan for the next 2 years. But it doesn't typically happen that way, because then you need somebody to help you implement it. But it's but you need to have those things written down on paper. And you could probably put your hand up if you're watching this, and if you filled out one of those business model canvases. People are business model canvassing, which is great. And I say, okay, when's the last time you looked at it? And they go, well, the day I filled it out. Well, okay.
Yeah, very true.
How do you, so we have that, and then we have the next thing, which is what everybody truly needs, which is the objectives, strategies, and tactics. And that's objectives is Simon wants to be a millionaire in the next 5 years. And we need to find those strategies, the 4 things that you're going to do to make that happen, more webinar stuff, you're going to create this, and you're going to do this with blockchain, you're going to do this. And then the last things are the tactics. What do I do today? What do I do in 2 weeks? What do I do in a month to make those things happen? And I don't know about you, Simon, but do you ever beat yourself up? I should have done more of that, or I could have done more of this.
Absolutely. And you often figure out what should I do, which is important, but then you kind of know what to do, and then you beat yourself up about it. So we've all been there in business, and it's important often to get that perspective where someone else can come in and kind of put us on the right path and say, absolutely, you need to be doing this, and these are the objectives you need to hit, and these are the action points that you need to go through to actually hit those objectives. And I think that's it's an important process that every business needs to go through.
And on the counterpoint to that is, once you've done them, give yourself a freaking break. You know, once if it doesn't fit on that sheet, calm down. Unless you're going to replace that, don't. So I think that's the biggest thing for entrepreneurs. Anything else, you know, I've written, had the podcast and everything else, but take a vacation every week or every month. Take a vacation. I'm in Bordeaux, so I've got 3 days off. Thanks to my lovely wife taking care of the kids. Talia has her 11+ tomorrow. So good luck to her.
Good luck,
But it's just,
absolutely.
yeah, but if you don't unplug, you can't recharge. It's kind of
Absolutely.
the reverse of a Tesla. And so
Yeah.
I think that's what entrepreneurs need to afford themselves. And the only way you can afford yourself that is structure. I talked to Eric Vermeulen yesterday, professor down in Eindhoven, and he's a big futurist. I've introduced you guys, but he was awesome, and he just said, "Look, I'd say Christmas is the most wonderful time of the year." He said in his accent, and it's like that's funny, but it's the best time if you can unplug, if you can get back to it and make things happen. But
Absolutely.
you have to be able to have the structures in place to make that happen, the people in place to make that happen, the mindset. And that's what we try to help people get around, because I still beat myself up and it stinks. But, we're attached to our phones, we're attached to our business, we're attached to the good news and bad news all day long.
Absolutely. And, technology is a great enabler, but it also can be very counterproductive in terms of what you think you have to do. Do you have to check your emails constantly? Do you have to constantly be on social media? Do you have to constantly be working? And often stepping away and actually recharging can add way more value to your business than actually keep grinding away. So we've talked about your launch package program. I think there's something rather exciting happening in September. Could you reveal the amazing news?
The amazing news is that teaming up with you, we are going to put on with you. It's going to be awesome.
I know.
So 6 to 8 people in a room, launch package light. So this will give you the first couple squares on your business model canvas and the first block of your objective strategies and tactics. It will make it so that you have the opportunity to take away something that will change your business. And the best part about that is if it works for you, the money that you'll pay us on the day will go towards your real launch package. So you go from light to using that towards the big package, because almost everybody does it. When they start, they just can't stop. It's like a Pringle. Once you start, you just can't stop because you see what it could do for you. You see that there's work there, but it's smart work. So we're doing that. We're doing that in London. It'll be listed. We've got it on the website, the Grow, Sell, and Retire on Facebook. You can track it down on bartdaltonconsulting.com. You can talk to Simon. You can talk to me.
I'll also put a link below, so those of you who are interested. So it's the 27th of September. It's in London. It's in the very, very hip near Shoreditch area. We are hosting an amazing event, which will give you as a business,
we've only got 5 spaces left. I've had 3 people that have already booked in that don't even know us. Just so there's only 5 spaces left, because we can't be any bigger than 8, because 2 people divided amongst the 4 that are sat there. It has to be for 8 people. We can't go any bigger than that. So get in. You can apply it. If you think it's a bunch of rubbish, I doubt it highly, because it's made it so that I can go this summer. Most of my business partners would say, where have you been? So I've had 5 holidays in Italy, US. I've been here, been to Spain. Now I'm in France. So 5 holidays, and I've got 1 more taking Talia to Disneyland Paris for her 10th birthday. So you have fun. It works. You can do it. And this is what we're trying to teach people, because if we can make people wealthy, it makes our neighborhoods wealthy, it makes our business communities wealthy. And if you create that ecosystem, then we do nothing but good for each other, man. It's amazing.
Absolutely. Spreading happiness and helping people in their business and doing your bit to make the world a better place, which is why I'm working with you and why I think this is very exciting. And again, if you're a business or you're interested, then either let me know or look at the link in the comments, and we'll make sure you are booked on those places which are going pretty fast.
And if you haven't even heard about it, Simon is speaking about blockchain and crypto and some other things that we're talking really cool in Birmingham at Disruption on the 24th of October. Got some great speakers, and we've got some people from Uber. We've got people that have spoken with the UN and at the UN, and for just everybody. You need to come out to it, because if you want to know how AI, blockchain, crypto, Internet of Things, all this stuff is either going to change or not change your world, you could bury your head in the sand, or you could come out and listen to how you can actually apply it to, or Don't waste your time, because there's a lot of businesses out there, and you attest to this, and we've talked about it, don't need to create a cryptocurrency. They don't need it. They don't need to waste time. You can piggyback off of other people and make some big differences. But yeah, so you've got 2 opportunities to hang out with us and have some awesome stuff bestowed upon you and work with us on.
Absolutely. So two amazing events, 27th of September, and what's the other one? The October the
24th.
24th of October.
You better buy your train ticket. If you're not there, I tell you what.
Absolutely. Oh, I'll be there. Don't worry about that. So I should be speaking at the event, covering both blockchain, cryptocurrency, and probably everything in between. And having looked at the lineup, it is absolutely amazing. And I think businesses, although I strongly advocate businesses need to be aware of technology, they also need to be aware that technology isn't the panacea. But if you're not aware of what's down the pipe and what may give you advantages, save you money, or propel your business forward, then you are missing out. So being aware of these things is incredibly important, even if at the end of the day you think, right, it's not for me. But to be honest, some of the impact of this technology means for a lot of businesses out there that deal with data, which is pretty much all of them, things like blockchain, things like AI can make a huge difference to your business. So it is something you should be aware of and certainly making yourself more knowledgeable about. And I say for both these things, after this live, I shall drop the links below so that you are aware of how to book and what is going on.
And look out for 2019. We have our disruption launch package coming in, because we've got enough people now in the group that know about these things that if somebody actually wants to apply them, we've got the people to parachute in to help you out, including you, obviously.
Absolutely. So any final thoughts before we wrap this up?
Remember your homework for today. Make your weekend and your next week a better place. If there's somebody that every time they call you, they just there, and like I said, I can't tell you to do that to family members or a spouse, but outside of that, you need to fire 2 people and hire 1 person. Surround yourself with happy people, man, because life is too short. So have lots of fun and enjoy yourself. Thanks for having me on, man. Absolutely
Amazing chat. I think lots of knowledge for people who have listened to this. So hope you've all enjoyed, and obviously check out the links below, and we'll get you hooked up on these courses and the all training and speaking event in October. Take care, guys.
I have to go and have some wine in Bordeaux, so I'll see you later. I might have to even go dive in the pool. Talk to you later.
Oh, why not? Enjoy. Take care.